This is the depth jump, and we're going to use just a 12-inch box for this. The purpose of the box jump is to teach the body how to control the knees when coming from a height and then generating force again. So through the whole range of the jump, you are forced to control your knees. We use the box to put a little bit more force, a little bit more eccentric loading on the legs, especially the hamstrings. By eccentrically loading the hamstrings in a hip flex position, so as I drop off of this, then I'm going to flex my hips like that, okay? By loading the top of the hamstring eccentrically, I not only strengthen the hamstring, but I also make it a little bit more resistant to a hamstring tear. So this is what a depth jump looks like. I'll show you another example. Okay, so let's kind of break down the movement. First thing I'm going to do is just step out. I'm not jumping off or anything like that. I'm just stepping off and landing in that position. I land my feet flat, my butt is back, I'm ready to explode. I don't let my chest fall forward like this or like this. I'm going to keep myself nice and vertical. And also as I land, then I keep my knees straight. I control my knees. Now there's a couple of different stages that you're going to go through as you step off the box and land. The first phase that you're going to go through is to step off, land, pause, and then jump. What we're doing here is allowing you, we're kind of isolating each part. The first part that we're isolating is simply landing with stable knees right here. If from the very beginning you're diving, then whenever you jump again, then you're going to have your knees in a bad position. So we're going to throw that pause in there just to allow you to make sure that you're controlling your knees. So I land here, come down, kind of self-monitor, see where my knees are, and then I'm going to jump up as high as I can. The second phase is to do it as I first showed you, where you step off and immediately jump back up. Because as you move into this phase, you've got steady control over your knees. And so now we need to make it a little bit more dynamic. We're going to make it a little bit more dynamic by, since we've established that you have stable knees when landing, immediately making you jump. Now, whenever you go through this transition from landing immediately to jumping, before, when we had that pause in there, you could check your knees here, and then as you jumped, you could check your knees as you jumped. But now, we're making it more dynamic. Your brain doesn't have enough time to process what's going on. And so that pattern of controlling the knees needs to be made automatic to move to this next step. So you'll jump off, land here, jump up, controlling your knees. If you notice that in that immediate movement, your knees are coming in. So like I land here, knees are good, but as I jump up, my knees dive in. Then you need to slow down that movement a little bit, allow a little bit of pause. Maybe not as much as before, but still a little bit, just to allow yourself to get control. That's one option. The second option is to simply not jump quite as high. If you're not jumping as high, if you're not forcing as much through the ground, then you're going to be a little bit more conscious of what's happening to your knees, and you may be able to control those forces. And then the third and final phase of this evolution of this is to have a small hop at the beginning, land, and then explode back up. So I'll hop here, land, jump back up. The whole time, knees are stable. But now, the way that this is more dynamic is I'm having to land with the added force of that little hop off of the box. So now I've got to land with and I have to be able to keep my knees stable with the increased force because I'm jumping up. I have more force as I land, and then it's going to be even more dynamic as I jump back up. So this is the 12-inch depth jump. and the 3 phases that you'll go through in the ATHENA program.